Alright, now ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Manichean series of Crusader Kings 3 here on the Lord Master channel. And recently, the great Idiqut Bokut has passed on at the age of 81. Yep, age of 81, just yesterday as of this time. He lived a very long life. As they call him, the Anointed One for the Manichaean faith. This man, he was gregarious, temperate, greedy. He was a bit of a hunter. He was a schemer, a diplomat, a poet, a prolific pilgrim, Silk Road merchant, a raider, a guardian of light, and a Denavari, paragon. But however, he suffered from disfigurement, eunuch, infirm, one-legged, one-eyed. But he was a veteran traveler and a confider. He was a lot of things. He was an extraordinary man that expanded his realm from a rump state of the former Uyghur Khaganate into something that would be the true successor of it. Especially in this new Uyghur heartland of Qocho. But to me, he's my father. Proud to call that. But anyways, now comes me, Idiqut Pangtele II, 53 years old. So, despite the benefits, health wise and all the others, I'm not expected to have a long reign, which could present some issues. Especially with short reign penalty and a few other penalties. But my legitimacy level is 3. But however, I would expect that legitimacy hasn't been registered yet because I've just started my rule as the new Idiqut here, and I've earned plenty of money from having my previous job where I made 100 gold and then inherited a bunch of the wealth, as I have 445 gold right now. Most of which was from inheritance. Although it should be noted that it's my daughter Sati who is the heir and also master of the horse. If I were to die right now, she would make a very interesting what do you call the spouse of the Idiqut Lichi? Is that what you call it? She would make a great Idiqut Lichi. But that remains to be seen. Even though she is of a quick mind, and we do need someone who is strong militarily, strategy-wise, rather than a fighter. But for me, I'm just gonna be a man that says, I'll see what I can do. Because look at me now. I have all these perks, which eventually led me to become august, and I'll have a bit of a family hierarch where I can befriend people. Should have room to rule, so that way my daughter can, even though she's well educated, wish she could pick up a little few more extra skill points to her name. And one would think that I shouldn't have children, but that's not up to me. So for now, for the sake of stability, I will go for foreign affairs focus. So I can go pick up this perk, and then in the late life, I'm going to be mainly focused on the domain focus. But the real issue is the domain limit, because my stewardship skill is very low, because I tended to be a fickle person, while at the same time greedy. Nothing I can do about that. I am what I am. But in meantime, and legitimacy is going to be the main theme for this for a bit. So I'm going to break the rules and says I want to marry somebody who is lowborn with the highest amount of stewardship skill possible. And it's going to be this woman who is of Kanadiga culture, who's also quick-minded. Chance of. Because of this, you will lose legitimacy for this, but there is a way of compensating for it, as I will also take a hit in prestige. And another thing. Yes, you are above vassal limit. We may have to fix that sooner rather than later. Now, let's shuffle the council around. Because we know there are those who are deserving of seats who might be problematic in future. You will be the marshal. You will be the chancellor. And you will be the steward. And I guess you could be spy master, though I would prefer someone better, but there's no one I'd be willing to. And as for you, brother, we need a new archbishop. Someone who is way better. Look at you. He is a monk. He's a member of the elect. So he's a Shami, which is Levantine Arab, who is a Manichean. Come in, man. You could take off your robes, brother, because I do not wish for you to take the vows. Because I would prefer you to get married and have children of your own. I'll keep tabs on you. You will do very well in converting to faith in these places. Because I would like to see Manichaeism spread like wildfire all around. And who's the one other powerful council who is not seated? Actually, there's a better way of looking at that. Powerful vessel, powerful vessel, powerful vessel. Your powerful vessel doesn't expect anything from you. Okay. But you're going to be the first. No, you're a child ruler, so never mind. You don't get a seat in that council. But we'll certainly sway the chancellor. I shall do it here since it's part of my domain. Right. And what else? Weekly confession, hold the court, reinforce circle committees. Ah, yes. Since my aim is that I already have enough diplomacy high enough to attempt to keep things stable in this country. But I need more stewardship skill. So we will go with the Middle Eastern. As we've done before. And for continued prosperity of these lands here, bring in the Middle Eastern merchant settlers. So culture will have a bit more holding tax, development growth here. Trade and commerce will flourish here. And there you go. Just for that, you just increase your domain limit +1. So we're off to a good start here. What else are we missing? Since you're about to take a hit in legitimacy if you want to get up to 4, because I believe that's what the vassals are expecting. For my recently departed father, we shall give him a grand funeral. Assemble the weeping realm for a funeral, a chance to give a proper send-off to a venerated member of the nobility. And holy site. There is a temple. Hang on. There is a temple? Sure, I could tell you. But this is the holy site here. But remember, doing that So, province high score gives out increased piety, stress loss, and legitimacy. Okay, Julian. Julian then will be where we'll hold this funeral. It'll be a bit of a travel for the Anointed One. You can have humble ceremonies, dignified ceremonies, but it'll be extravagant. Major piety, legitimacy, gain stress loss. Death has come to a great person in the realm. Do they not deserve everything we can to provide? No expense shall be spared for the funeral ceremony, and all shall know of the great tragedy that has struck the realm. %5 chance that's not happening. And simply for the sake of it, venerate the local shrines for a bit of piety gain. Someone special, due to having to trade consecrated blood, and not cynical, not callous. You're someone special, religious, so why not make people know of your travels for even more increased piety? Just to try to get the devoted servant faster. Piety gain. Must have the sons of our fathers perk. I mean, not everybody's going to be there, but this includes the neighboring rulers of the realm. You know, disregard the travel. Let's hold court first. Do business first for, you know, doing that increases your legitimacy before we'll get some more, as I will get married soon. So, let's hear the petitioners first. Before me stands my steward Edivitolun, his head hung. My lord, Ulan Crusader has been hit hard by recent harsh winter. Our people are starving, the fields are not recovering, and our livestock is not enough to survive anymore. We beg you to intervene and save your devoted subjects with your great magnanimity. Palestine may fall silent. Well, since I'm a greedy person, I'd say... Ooh, I know just the right person for the job. My seneschal. These are my courtiers, will be the official inspector. The heuristic of anticipation as my vassal, Mayor Manglik, approaches me. My lord, I come with grave news. We have a solution to fix this problem. It has become increasingly clear that the Kyrgyzstan and the Uyghur are becoming more, perhaps even too similar. It's found that we shall, and it's us, Uyghur, who are at the forefront of innovation. We're basically brotherly peoples that I'm on acceptance. But it's for prestige gain. Yeah, why not? Let's host the festivals to celebrate our rich Uyghur culture. They'll get over it. My lord, I come from the religious community of Mongao, in the village of Dokkan, also known as Danghuang. There, where wise and pious men have been collecting and preserving traditional knowledge of Han culture for centuries. As a sign of our goodwill, we offer you this precious anthology of Han texts translated to your own language. We hope you accept it and gain a new perspective of our people. Wenja Yue. Please stay and teach me more, thanks to my high knowledge. +1 diplomacy, +1 learning, next 10 years. Culture excess between us and the Han will increase a bit more. There you go. 57 legitimacy does decrease my legitimacy level to true, but it's gonna go down as soon as I get married, which will drop my legitimacy level quite a bit, but it'll bounce back up as soon as we you know, why not forbid a free party? Do the confession of sins as well. You know, it's a very small chance to happen, but it's a nice little party. And now, let's hold a funeral for the great father of mine. There's only one real danger, but I'm not worried. Once I get back, learning lifestyle up. Oh look, that point of interest over in Sube. Fought by Idiqut Bokut. So yes, 4 years ago, Idiqut Bokut led his troops bravely in the defense against the Uyghur army of Koza. The key moment of the battle was when Uyghur archers led by Togru managed to navigate around the enemy, shattered the morale of their opponents, and captured Koza. Wonderful. Let's go to Julian for the funeral of Idiqut Bokut. So, and this is a way to get my legitimacy back up. Of course, he endorses me. Brother, you're eligible to be married. After this funeral, I will find a right spouse for you. So that way you can have children of your own in order to expand our house a bit more. As you will. Let's move. Yes, my legitimacy level took a hit, but it'll go back up with time. As my marriage went forward, I must now face the consequences of choosing a lowborn for a spouse. Society does not look well into such prospect, and be it for love or any other reason. My prestige and the renown of my dynasty now suffer the nasty effects of such bold yet shameful move on my part. I'm ready to answer for my choice. I'll lose more legitimacy, take a prestige hit and a renown hit. I can handle it. Submit to suzerain. So now they begin to pay tribute to me again. Because as we passed, well, they freed themselves. And now, they wish to pay tribute to Qocho again. Independence faction, huh? Well, I have a gift for you. This is to get my prestige back. Just ought to please him. Yeah, we got plenty to watch out for. It's been snowing for the past few days and the cold is unbearable. I look around and see that my entourage is struggling with it as well, so I decide to travel on foot alongside them. After a walk through the snowstorm for an hour, Bush pulls me aside while shaking yelps, "Please, my liege, I cannot feel my finger anymore," as he tries to make a fist, but the pain is too strong. His fingers swollen and turn all shades of blue and black. I think I read about a manuscript once. I got some degree of knowledge. Failed. Severe frostbite. Managed domain, but no increase. No joy. Prayed at the local duelist shrine. The average expected legitimacy of my vassals is aspiring. It's this one you ought to be concerned with the most. Forget about him. Okay, she's traveling too. I don't have this equipped. More people paying tribute to me, and we're making a lot more gold out of this. Julian is to be Bokut's final resting place. Now I'm left alone to gather my thoughts and prepare for the arrival of the honored mourners. I'll never forget him. 6 months till it begins. 6 months approximately. 39 guests here. Negotiating alliance with Kashgar. That'll definitely prevent factionalism with this. Hell, why don't you negotiate an alliance? No, you don't have that perk, you dummy. Not swayed. Keep trying. Two months. Now we're engaged in the wake. All eyes fall upon Sati, my daughter. She falls to the ground in lamentation, hands coating her reddened eyes from view. Sati's sorrow gasps and chokes and left her fellow mourners breathless, and many offer her comfort and reverence as if it were her who was to be committed to the hereafter. I offer comfort. I and the other mourners take a reprieve from our grief to enjoy a great bountiful. Tai Odzagru of Rizal, is that the man who's, the independence faction leader? Yes. Usually the lifeblood of any feast, now sits across from me misty-eyed with an untouched goblet at his side. How can we make ourselves fat and merry at times like these? Are we to satisfy our hedonistic desires while Bokut has none? Join me, empty your goblets in liquidation. When the guests seem to agree, there is wisdom in Zangru's official limitations. Elimination. Join in on the offering. Gain a bit of legitimacy. Regard me with the Manichean handbook's history. Gain prestige. It seems my diplomatic overtures towards Concholes caused a major misunderstanding. I received a letter which makes it clear he thinks of it pursuing difficult entirely. It sounds as if what you truly need is a friend. I'm afraid I cannot be that of you. However, I can recommend that you. I do not need to read how to get to him. I end my sway scheme over him. Okay. What about befriending him? That's something I should have. I have no friends, so I should start making friends. Damn it. Hey, you helped me with the different lifestyle experience. That's good. Jumping ahead of time. And now the burial. Now the time has come to commit Idiqut Bokut of Qocho's final rites before his final journey to the hereafter. Bokut's enshrouded body is held suspended above an open grave, surrounded by close friends and family. Stood at his head is me, a privileged place of mourning for only to the magnanimous host. To see him surrounded by so many mourners and given a proper Manichean burial gives me hope that perhaps I too will be remembered this fondly as Idiqut. At last his body is lowered into the earth, and the funeral is officially complete with a prayer. Beautiful. 156 legitimacy, 281 piety, and stress. Excellent. Funeral is concluded. Almost at level 4. Power vassals, the average expected legitimacy is reached up to 3. So it's good that I appeal to that now. More money to be made via tributary tax. What a coincidence. We happen to stop by a certain village at Burgasutai, right when the locals are holding a wedding between the two of the great clans living there. The bride is beautiful and graceful in her traditional Han wedding clothes, while the groom is just as handsome and charming. More importantly, this is just the start of a huge and lively feast of epic proportions, and the locals have invited us to join in. There's plenty of food and drink to go around for everyone, even strangers, they say, and the festivities will likely last several days. We have places to be. We cannot tarry. Almost home. The high altitude and brisk air of Chamu has a very refreshing quality as we traverse that local hill fort. The the soldiers in the valley below appear to be practicing some rare type of training technique I haven't seen before. I'm moving closer, feeling to restrain my curiosity. While doing so, I'm approached by the local captain, Svenchik. Would you like to join my lord? He says. Unfortunately, we're in a hurry, as I'm a greedy person. Our road takes us into the treasure pouch channel. While I scan for any dangers ahead, a rustling bush grabs my attention. Could it be Wano? As I brace myself for impact, Bush jumps out of the bush, instead holding a plant. You scare me, Bush. And you wheeze. Let me see what you have here. Some kind of fruit, I exclaim. Yes, and looks and smells so delicious. Wonder what it tastes like. Maybe just take a little bite, he says. Hold on, what if it's poisonous? I'll just find after all. My entourage passes through Yidu without issue until I hear some commotion coming from around my guards. Eventually, a stranger manages to push through and stands at my side, as if beaming as if blessed by the Father of Gracious himself. By the Mother of Life, by the Mother of Life, by the first man, it's the Idiqut of Jongar. I desire nothing more than to serve you unconditionally for the rest of my life. My guard stands ready to throw her back in the mud, but she'll make us sort of good look for Lord Courtiers. Ah, why not join me? I don't know what good are you for, but it'll do. Alright, finally home. Thank the Father of Greatness, I could go inside again. Also, dear brother, you need to be married. But to whom is irrelevant. What you should have is look for someone that is, with inheritable traits. Para Samaj. Yeah, why not? We would have an alliance with the Kingdom of Kashmir. You'll have lots of children with her. And for the sake of continued adding legitimacy, oh, by the way, where is this ancient stone again? Ah, Jimsa. How long is it till expired? 923. I was planning on going somewhere, but, you know, I guess it'll do. I'll go up there. No need for anything. Just simply go over there, spend quite a bit of gold, and then there you have it. Just do a bit of traveling, as I've just gained a traveler trait now. I've taken some time to travel to more remote parts of Jimsar, where there's a great ancient stone monument. I was just curious and wondered what it was like. Upon arriving at the location, I walked up to the monument and examined it further. Though its shape is crude, it was clearly carved by human hands. It's also an impressive size, and I can see why the locals have been unable to move it anywhere. One has to wonder how it got here in the first place. Spent a couple of hours enjoying the scene, relaxing. But I think a tiny bit of lifestyle for the next 10 years would do, as my scholar instincts tell me to investigate the monument further. Because I like to pick up a few perks before I switch over to you know. Too much to my delight. When Shirley's Courtiers found me here, Jim Sars, my entourage, and make my way toward Qocho. He carries good news. Shirley wishes to formalize our friendship. I never expected us to grow so close, but he's proven himself to be a reliable, forthright man, with only my best interests at heart. We're closer than ever. Excellent. So that's one person out of that independence faction. Remember, if swaying don't work, befriend him. I don't want to make a habit of it. Alright. Now, don't do anything for the next few months, because in January I want to hold the Bema Festival for increased legitimacy. And among other things. Idiqut or peasant, high or low, it does not matter. In the end, we're all mortal. I was mindless of work coffee in my early morning hours, a dull ache pounding through my head and throat. My body's racked by shivers of weakness, my head leaking from every orifice. I heard that wheezing from across the court. Alright, my physician pokes into the chamber. Should you require, I know a fair number of suitable remedies. Do no more is necessary. He lowered his hand into a bucket and he brought to my chambers. When he pulled it out again, a little fish was wriggling between his fingers. Open wide, he says, and dropped in my mouth. I struggled not to retch it as it tickled the back of my throat. Whatever was in that fish turned out to be just what I needed. For now, the worst of my symptoms are alleviated, and the world seemed a little brighter. Excellent work. As my body sapped and strained by an unknown illness, I feel ever worse and I cannot leave the bed anymore. Unfortunately, the malady run its course, and I die one afternoon, surrounded by my loved ones. May I rest in peace. Different diseases in the Middle Ages without proper treatment were the frequent cause of death. So, the fish treatment, despite this, says, hey, I feel a little better, and then, a few days later, not the case. Nope, not it. Well, this is totally unexpected, ladies and gentlemen. Totally unexpected. Idiqut Pangtele II, or Qocho, has finally found peace at 55 years of age. He died from being ill. An old man, he lived a long, fulfilling life, if you say so. He only ruled for 23 months, just shy of 2 years. Well, at least he was able to live long enough to hold a funeral for the father and went to an ancient stone monument examination. So, no titles were lost in this succession. So now, Idiqut Sati, at age 18, ascends to the throne. Having mastered many skills, she is sure to be admired by her subjects. We shall see if that will be the case, if she will be respected or not. Stop right there. And you know what's absurd about all this? Yeah, he died just a month short of reaching his second year of his reign. And he just died from a sudden illness. I did predict that he was going to have a short reign, but I didn't think it would be 2 years short. I mean, surely I've played characters who have much shorter reigns than this, but still, it's a surprise. My legitimacy level looks pretty good, so I don't think you will have much worry about that. And now my uncle is the heir. I mean, he was a man. I mean, he would be the man to hold down the fort, but at least my stewardship skill is better than, you know, father's. But what makes me different is that I'm from a military background. Also speaks Chinese and Ashikuchi. Also, probably at some point, thanks to my hard learning, you ought to learn East Iranian language, since you do have a few Sogdian or subjects of Saka origin. Yes. So stability, well, is there, but I don't think it'll. It does increase initial legitimacy. That's why I said I think you're all right at this point. Only have one perk. Serve the crown. Now look, her prowess is not that good. So. Which does have a desert warrior commander trait, which is fine. Having more of the Bagatul arts in the army would be good. I mean, you've done a bit of traveling in your life, but not enough to become a traveler. And yes, that's another reason. She has the just trait, which does increase the initial legitimacy. So nobody's on the council right now, so we'll put him back as it was. Male dominated, so they're not going to like that. In opinion, the predecessor also really hurts it. So we might be in for a real strife. The Archbishop is also the tax collector. Gosh, so I wouldn't have this though, because I don't need the dread right now. Not gonna be known for that. So I think instead it should be one for gallantry. You know, increase prowess, reduce risk commanding armies. May challenge armies single combat, if need be. So I had to go for chivalry focus. Because I'm brave, you see. Actually, I do remember seeing a decision somewhere. Practice sparring with Blade Master. Hire a Blade Master to improve your own prowess. Notice that a Blade Master can be a different skill and defines the maximum level you attain. The Master can be competent, 15, dangerous, 20, deadly, 25, or elite, 30. Spend about 2 years training with a Blade Master to improve your prowess. After the time passes, if prowess is not greater than your Master's, and you are less than 40 years old, are neither incapable nor a prisoner, you might improve it again for about 2 more years. You can only pick this decision once in your lifetime. I want to improve my fighting skills. Spent 75 gold for that. Reinforce relations again. Same thing, Middle Eastern. So yes, unlike my predecessors, my father and grandfather, not greedy. Tempered like them, but I'm brave and just. Of course, bring in the settlers. I think fame is going to be a real main priority. And also, we didn't have time to determine a Bhakti. Because in the previous, there wasn't the time for that. Okay, I'll say Narayana. So this is just martial per level devotion and increasing my prowess further. Just wish to be a warrior. A warrior Idiqut. That's what I aspire to be. So I will go for chivalry focus. Already a stalwart leader. And we can hold a court for further increased legitimacy before anybody gets any ideas. And as well as holding the Bema festival for more legitimacy and all that. For my Manichean vassals to respect. Yeah, it didn't feel that long ago for those people who were at Hold a Court, but now on my second or first day as the Idiqut. By the way, Idiqut Lichi is the name of the country. So Idiqut Lichi, so so that was incorrect. Idiqutum is the name for queen. Dang raggedy peasant stands for me. Gargant the opulence in my throne. Obviously distracted. I call him to get his attention. Oh, I'm sorry, my lord. You mean my lady? My village at Toksun was hit by a blight this year. And now we lost our crop with the sea too. We have nothing. We shall starve out help. Glancing at my throne again. That's surely I will despair. Well, fortunately for you, I'm not like my grandfather or father. So, let's see. Every realm county with 15 or fewer development, which is everywhere, gain police presence for the next 10 years. So popular opinion goes up, and danger goes down. The travel danger goes down. So not just in Tucson, but every realm county with 15 or lower development. So you will have the funds you need to rebuild. The alternative would be for free labor. Which honestly, there isn't much buildings to, you know, build around here. Or alternative. Ooh. I just prefer it this way. My Courtiers takes a turn bending my ear before the assembled court. Glorious liege, give me the honor of organizing the royal hunts that protected the game. The position far better suited than this Kadika. I will not let you down. I enjoy nothing more than good sport. It's one known across the Idiqut. His aptitude is excellent. Go on average. Yeah, you got it. It'll cost you a bunch of prestige for here, but I have means to get him back up. As my master of hunts, yes. I would like to participate in hunts now that I could use the pro skill, not to mention youthful. So Kadika will step aside. Or I can make you master of the horse. Because I was previously the master of the horse. No. Given this. Archbishop Shahir steps forward suddenly. My lady, acting as vital center of the Manichean pilgrimage and worship, His Holiness Archegos Kotian agrees that such a holy place should be wholly administered by priesthood rather than laymen. Jin must relinquish property to the bishop into his care, for the good of the faith and the glory of the Father of Greatness. Court artifact. So you want this elect here, this member of the elect, to run the county. But do scriptures require this? Oh! Do not question him. Do not question the Archbishop. His knowledge is far beyond me. Plus, I'm trying to please all my vassals, so I'll say Archegos Kotian is surely above such meddling. You don't mind? And neither does he. So no lands will be given away. So my legitimacy level is now true. Antiquarian and myself. My thoughtful antiquarian, Ipico, looks after my treasure well. The items are kept well clean and dusted, and she's always ready with a tidbit over any curious or not so curious guest. With the responsibility for all the treasures of the John Gawker, her time is understandably stretched, since you're asking me as I know they're good work with her. Are there any objects you think need particular attention, my lady? No? No, just keep up the good work. Yeah, these need to be repaired at some point in the future. I would hate to lose these. But I'm sure we'll get more money by other means. But the money is going elsewhere. They're going to hold the BIMA festival in January. And of course, many must pay tribute to Qocho. The lady in waiting. They could keep ear to the ground. Skiing discovery chances. That's 4. The old bodyguards are terrible. Master hunt, yes. Just track regular game. If you could find one, I'll be sure to hunt for it. Alright, let's do it. Hold the BIMA festival. This is just for getting rid of negative traits. I mean, after all, I'm mainly a virtuous person. And I do have plenty of stress. So I'll just say I'll fast for a week. But I'm very much willing to give generous alms of fruit. And you shouldn't be at all concerned with legitimacy level too much, as you're going to get it from the artifact where it says after this, you will gain more legitimacy than normal. So I should stick with purification to focus on correctly performing rituals to free the light. So I will gain more prestige on top of the base amount. And all clergy and vassals, because your faithful, will have most 10 opinion of you. So I want the vassals to look at me highly. So only fast for a week, just for the stress. Very low chance of getting a negative modifier. Unless you're really stressed. Okay, actually, forget it. A month-long fast. For the sake of getting rid of the stress. Alright, come on. You're all invited. All clergy vassals. Keep that one in mind. Not vassals. They all get their own sets of ideas and such. The Bema festival is soon upon us, the most important celebration of Manichaeism. It is the time of the year when we remember the martyrdom of Mani, the apostle of Jesus, who will come to us in the spiritual form to absolve us of the sins we confess, as he liberate the light from this dark and material world. Before the Bema festival, however, heroes such as myself must engage in fasting as preparation. We will avoid that which perpetuates the entrapment of light and matter, such as eating food, especially which is not vegetarian, consuming intoxicating substances, and engaging in sexual acts. We will purify ourselves before the festival starts. So it's a month-long fast I chose, for the sake of getting rid of the stress at the end of it. We have completed our fasting in preparation for the Bema festival. We now can begin the occasion properly, having purified ourselves. We all found to the central hall, gathering with the elect. At the end of the hall there lies an empty throne, save for a portrait of Mani, our prophet. It is here where he will descend spiritually and absolve us of our sins after confession. Now that everyone's here, we can begin. Did not take the health penalty this time, unlike my predecessors. At first, it begins simply, a pulse of a prayer, sung by one of the elect, and then suddenly, one by one, more voices join in, of all the elect and the hearers in the room. We come together, singing together the hymns of our faith. We come together, weeping in sorrow as we remember the parinirvana of Mani. We come together, weeping in joy as we confess our sins, and Mani descends from the light high above and absolves us of those sins. For a moment there is nothing surrounding me but the sound of light, purity, of power, of wisdom, and a vision of the Bema throne, empty save for the portrait of Mani. It is a glorious, no, miraculous experience. Remember, I have no negative traits, so I'm doing this out of spirituality. After an overwhelming emotions, sounds, and visions of the confession ceremony, we move on to the next part of the Bema festival. Throughout the year, the elect maintain a vegetarian diet, but by consuming the plants, these holy figures are able to release most light back to the heavens, freeing the light from the world of matter. The Bema festival is perhaps the most important occasion for this, and the elect nobly eat the plants we have picked for them, while praying for the salvation of the light in our souls. After this, the elect deliver various sermons to preach the profound teachings of Mani, and urge us to continue to do good deeds for the coming year. May the light be freed from darkness. At last, this year's Bema festival has come to an end. Mani had come to absolve us of the sins we've confessed, as more and more light was freed and returned to the heavens. Such a powerful, grand, and intense event only happens once a year, and we will be ready for the next occasion. Until then, we should do our best to engage in virtuous acts to free the light and scorn the darkness wherever we can. We praise the truth of Mani, the Supreme Illuminator. Lose 20 stress, gain 300 piety, 300 prestige, another additional 25 prestige, 62 legitimacy. Yes. That's what we need. Reduce the gold cost to perform the weekly confession of sins. It's only 13 gold, you can get it back in 2 months, so... And I lose more stress because I'm temperate. So, let's do that, just to get rid of most of that stress that I've had off the beginning. And I feel a lot better. It doesn't cost you much to commission another, so... Now, the Manichean interpretation of Manichean scriptures. I'd like to commission a manuscript myself. Let me see. Oh yes, this lets you gain extra prestige, because prestige is kind of needed for reasons, because you may never know that one day we'll become the greatest of Khan's trait, or greatest of Khatuns, one would think. Greatest of Khanums. I mean, you have all these, but you need to be illustrious, and we need to hold one more title. Vijaya would be the target. So perhaps in future, we will expand towards the direction of Vijaya. Conquer all of this, and then with money and time, I will gain that trait which will benefit me hugely. And form the new Uyghur Khanate. Yeah. That's going to be this character's ambition now. Especially that she's a woman of military background, martial background. She's going to be more specific. So I'll commission this manuscript. So the next time we hold Bema, I would like to have more prestige instead of legitimacy. I can make it myself. But until then, you should just try to keep the country stable. Because there's plenty of people you need to tell them to get in line. Especially her, she's trouble. If civil war erupts in this country, we'll be ready for them. We still have lots of special soldiers. Glory is widely known. And I would like to continue to become more illustrious. There are ways to gain a lot of fame. So yes, my aim is to, Holy War for Duchy in future, that's to come. Conquered this. And then another Holy War for Avamna. Well, that's odd. It's entirely separated. Do not want tributaries. But we could certainly, we can take that. And I plan on making Vamna the new capital, due to home of the rich jade mining settlement, which will make us lots of income. Not to mention, Vamna is also a home of the Manichean holy site, which will give us different culture opinions, so those different subjects of various cultures will look at us more highly. That's my aim. Go towards there. Although, alternatively, you also have to completely control. Yeah. That's the alternative. Is to control all of this. But no, Vijaya is easier. Because all you need is just take a few weak holdings, and then we'll have them. While we also go further. And then control 2 more parts. And then the Urgar Khanate will form. So we don't have to worry about forming either Tataria or Turan or even Tibet. Form our own. And this will deal with that vassal limit issue. A non-existent bad courtier. I heard rumors spreading around the region about how my royal court is home to a particular nasty, corrupt courtier named Songul Idiqut. It has become a part of local folklore to tell lurid tales about the terrible things she gets involved in, at my expense. The problem is, I have no such courtier with that name and description. Some days I look around my court, wondering if one of the people here inspired such stories. Who knows where or when this rumor first arose. Regardless, these tales are influencing how people see my court and myself as a monarch. A little bit of dread don't hurt nobody. So I'll say, repress any mention of this so-called Songo in my court. Again, your priority is just be at peace. Alright. So, Devi. Wait a minute. Huh. So apparently, before Pangtele passed away, Mahadevi was pregnant. And this is the daughter, a half sister of mine, of my. Wow. Tura will be your name. It's nice to have a little half sister with me. But you're not sickly, are you? That didn't take long. The Shaboda gun. You know what that is? It's for keeps. The iconoclasts have got ahead of faith. Does that mean the iconoclasts run Constantinople now? They do. They've established an iconoclast patriarch. Because the emperor himself is an iconoclast. Interesting. Pay ransom. Okay. The blade of Adamus of Light. I have seen heathens fight. I know with what great viciousness they struck down the faithful. In the name of the Adamas of Light, I will stand against it with the courage it grants me. I will not rest till I have laid waste to the enemies of true knowledge. She's a faithful blade now, also known as Holy Warrior. Yeah, that's excellent. The problem is it's a Nergay hunt, which means it's never ever successful and a waste of time. Again, my priority right now is to keep the independents and the other factions down by looking at me more highly before I can start any wars due to the fear of the offensive war opinion that gets my way. So we're not ready for that yet. But it's good that more people are going to be paying their tribute to me, to Qocho, so that way we have our financial gain. So that way we can make more fortune, and then we'll be ready for future conflicts to come. Which most of those wars are going to take place in the Taran Basin region to the south. Especially those that gives me gifts. And don't forget, with time, just keep gaining prestige by any means. Be it victories through wars, or going to events, holding feasts. But the best way to get the more prestige in anything is the Grand Majesty Tour. And also would love to one day to go to the university. But, you know, the nearest university is in Kashmir. But traveling to there would be a... And even if you want the maximum, look how much it's going to cost you. What? Brother, uncle, typhus, no child. And apparently she's said to be a reincarnation of a grandmother. Didn't know that, but... Oh no. Oh, the dynasty's dwindling. So it's just me, and my half-sister, and who's this other person? My aunt, who was never married. We're really at a bottleneck now. But however, I have this rule personally that I do when playing as female character. Don't get married till you're around 30 or so. It's a reasonable age. Because you want to pick up a few perks and other things that you can accomplish with this character before you even think about marriage. Rather than have a premature short reign due to death and childbirth. We don't want to have that. At first I thought it was simple. Footman a fool. Also sat here died a leper. Oh, damn it. At first I thought a simple footman a fool for stepping onto the training field. However, the battle proved more hard fought than I expected. It gradually became clear that it would be unable to stop this wild and vicious strikes from hurting me. His arm suddenly became a matter of life and death. I tried not to show my leave when his sword finally hit the ground. This peasant and my soldiers will get a lecture on honor. Now come in. The new Rome priest is her. She's half and half, so keep an eye on her. And we need a new tax collector. Ozo the Hunter Yuri. He's in. So you got plenty of piety to be ready for holy wars. It's this part that I'm a bit more, concerned of. But I'm very much willing to save my money to go to university for a higher education to attempt to increase the tier of the education trade and get a couple more perks that will help me out when I command armies. Board game, eh? Alright then. It's Shepherd Pula. Is already waiting to begin our little chess match. Sorry to competitive grimace spread large across the features. We're neck and neck, though neither of us seem close to each other. It's so much more fun to toil with a wounded foe. Charles, my opponent no small amount of delight of venom. Don't you agree, Sati? You think you can outthink me? Alright. Match marches on. Full end. Continue with obvious trap. Naturally, my tag is cunningly full, my boy. I'm in the lead for now. Well, neither of us is even close to it. Are you using the Baroness's stratagem again? Molds, you are so cheap. Use your best against his. Against that. Continuing your wide, a variety of cutting feats and ploys. Naturally, my tag is cunningly full, my boy. Obedient manly, victory is so close I can taste. Are you using efforts to faint again? With a roar of triumph, searched my feet, scattering pieces everywhere. The Father of Greatness witnessed my triumph today. From the start, I had the complete trust that my Father Greatness would see me as a victor. There could be no other way. Nothing but the shadow Husker man left this blood. Can't believe I've won. Excellent match. all I gotta say. Yeah, that's your priority. Don't do anything. Sway your vassals. Because many of them are not particularly pleased, especially with over the domain limit. Disproving of conversions. But these are all weak little vassals of no significance. Just take your time. So the reason why I'm still keeping all that, because of income that comes from there. I'm not giving up Dong Huang. At least not yet. And swaying might be a little difficult. It'll be a long time before getting another building slot, which will benefit all of us greatly. And if I was ever at a culture head, I would so love to hybridize culture. 2 years have passed, and you're a dangerous blade master with 20 pros to prove your skills. How much depends on your effort of ease of understanding master techniques. Actually, it's the end of the line then. I don't want to pay anymore. So, I'm good now. She was sickly. And now she's there. I'm the last person standing. I mean, she's too old for childbearing age, but Sati is a childbearing age, but I do not wish to be married yet until at least 10 years later. Because my aim is conquest. But first, I would like to be more higher educated by going to the university over there. And my only wish is for stability of the realm. And that's good to know. Now I could do, well, focus on prestige since you're all about prestige. It'll make your vassals like you more. I mean, that would be nice. Unless you want to have personal focus, and I could deal with that little issue for the time being. But the problem is that it costs too much! And I already made my plans known of what I'm going to do in the future. And that is to go to Kashmir, to the university over there. So I'm going to be largely inactive for the first few years of this reign. And then after university, then the wars of conquest can begin. The wars for Khotan will begin in the next episode, no doubt. Not going to sponsor any, but it's nice to see that there are those adventures out there. It'd just be really unfortunate if the dynasty were to end right then and there. Because my aunt is going to go soon, and I'll be the last living member of this dynasty left. Until I start having children of my own. While taking a walk outside, I found a very beautiful flower. However, as I went to take a close look at it, intentionally pick it up and keep it, I misstepped and actually stomped on it. Oh well, it can't be helped. Let me say at the council meeting I was pressed by everyone to follow up on a promise I raised a long time ago about allowing my vassals to retain a large number of my due vassal levies as well as financing of minor development projects in their lands. It's clear to me my vassals have been lobbying hard. My councils regarding this proposal, as I would not be surprised if gold was involved to increase my council's willingness to pursue this issue. As things stand, instead I will have a definite answer regarding this matter in the next few days. Tyranny. Remember, it affects all the characters. I mean, I had to veto the law. So, you vetoed the law, breaking your promise to vassals due to the serious matter at hand. Tyranny raised by a potential hefty amount. Non-landed councillors will be disappointed with your decision. Your landed council already suffered opinion malice if you did a tyranny applied. I can handle it. If anybody's got a problem with that, I will not have a problem fighting a civil war to put down any rebellions here. Because don't you know who you're up against? Someone who's just as good as a fighter as a strategic commander. And the desert's my domain of fighting. Can't sway this man. Ah, you know what? Equipped with this. This affects all of us. It does need to be someone of different faith. The rain's been drumming against the window since dawn, and turning the world outside to a blur of gray and green. Days like these are made for curling up with a good book and drowsily dreaming the day away from my head in a world of words and wonder. I walk over to my personal collection of books and decide which one to lose myself in. Read tales of legendary battles. Gain a tiny bit of martial lifestyle experience here. Just several more months and then I'll go to the university. Devotion affects the martial, and as well as prowess. Keep that well in mind. Not fame, devotion. Really? What do you want? You want to go to Africa? 223. What the The clanging of mail and the clashing of swords rings in my ears as my bagatelle practices arms. I studied them intently, trying to discern each one's particular strengths and weaknesses. There could be little rest for them, for as soon as the bell is rung to signal the end of the mock melee, the stable doors are opened. It is time to bring them out. Today we are going field riding. Boneck glances at the mud fields at the bottom of the hill. Those could serve as the outline of enemy army, he says. I inform my bagatellars and inspect the battle line, prepare for the strategy at hand. I shall cut off diagonally and lead the bagatellar into the flanks. The storm hooves around me, the shouts of mounted warriors, their unyielding momentum, right at their head, feels them at the head of the force of nature. This, however, is the force I direct, that responds to my every little order that I command as was an extension of myself. Charging into the flanks of an imaginary army, my bagatellars never straying from my plan. I know this is how I bring utter devastation to my enemy. This is how the rush of victory will feel. Chivalric dominance. So, knight effectiveness goes up. Tengrid nomadic uprising. Well, don't expect me to go over there. That's an Ogre's territory. Nomads. Cultural acceptance. Oh yeah, the one Tengris county that remains. Unless my vassals have been expanding a bit into areas they're not supposed to accept. Yep. You took in an area that I did not want you to expand, and yet you did it. You damn fool. So it'll begin in 20 months. I will not be there for that. I'm going to go to Kashmir for a higher education. Popular figurehead, slightly in debt. No wonder. You'll be out of debt soon, so perhaps the... Yeah, exactly. Your son, Huayumi. My army's not unnecessary. Terrified, he'll not join any factions against me. No way. Huh? To the gallant Idiqut of Sate. The roses upon your cheeks are better than a ham in winter. My heart, you still feel the embrace of your love that I may know if your prowess carries out the battlefield, my darling Sate. These lines are a bleak reflection of my feelings here, and I'll do anything to prove my low affections. You flatter me, my lord. Right, begin preparations to go to the university. Okay, what's the difference? 20 months travel to Kashmir versus, again, 20 months versus 21 months at Lhasa, so Kashmir is quicker. Two. I would also like to bring those Silk Road merchants with me, and mercenary guards, but we'd be way deep in debt for that. But perhaps issues down the line would not be as bad. So So go through Qocho before you get further down through there. And after that, just try to make your way towards, you know, Khotan. And then down Oilik. And then we're back up. Okay? It's going to be quite a travel. At least there's plenty of areas to visit in the future if you want more martial lifestyle experience. I'd like to study hard. So, let's do it. My aunt will be the regent. So I'll be in depth for a while. Liberty faction. Slightly in depth opinion. That's the reason. Somebody wants to steal from me? Hang on. Let me think. Yeah, well, we know distance is usually the issue. I gotta stop swaying you because I just can't seem to make you feel any better. You'll do. Just take the initial agreement. Just to get us out of debt sooner rather than later. That's what I was hoping during the trials. Just try to make a bit more gold before we do any fighting of wars in the future. Master Sven from Walkers of the North? What the hell are they doing up there? They're actually... These Norsemen are going to there. They want those lands. The question is, will they have enough? I mean, I can't read them. So. Absurd. Okay, you're out of debt, so... God, this is way too much. If I could get 50 gold, I am going to try to get one of them off. Particularly you. To I have a very bad feeling about this. I'm not going to be present during the initial hostilities. You know what, just in case. That's already here. This second best commander we have. So I'm raising the army already. Yeah, it's validated, but I'm still raising the army because there's people out there. Kill not to oversleep again, to travel a little bit faster. Tyranny does go over time, but the problem is a few other things. Just need to send up musicians journeying across the lands of Mordechai. The caravan of laden camels crosses our path. The caravan master notices our entourage and halts the procession. Noble travelers, he calls out Shrugunza. Perhaps you fancy a glance at the treasures these sturdy beasts carry. For the right price, the wonders of the desert could accompany you on your travels. Not particularly interested in any dragons because we're a bit short on money. So I'll say no need. Perhaps we could travel together for a while. So safer travels. For a month. Journey through Yapaga. Pass by a particular looking tent displayed over the particular looking occupants. Coming home, mighty Idiqut. I can tell you many miles to go, and I can offer you reading your future trials for a modest price. A strange man piqued the interest of Mount Dodge. I willing to pay for a reading? Not interested. Again, it's a crisis that needs to be averted immediately. Hey, what if, how about you be the court poet? Again, it depends on opinion about us. Rank. And I don't care how poorly skilled you are. I think giving them certain positions might help you. Yeah, that'll be wise. Just give them the positions. Yes, you're paying them more, but double dipping your pay. Including those begs out there. But at least when you all pass away, at least you won't be that much of an issue anymore. Including this guy. Yeah, that would probably cause a deficit as long as I raise the army. But at least, should there ever be a civil war, I could stop as much. The songs of Ranizane. As we travel through the outskirts of Tashkogan, we suddenly see a jovial woman in the distance, jumping and dancing and singing to herself. Seems like quite a character. Would you like to hear me? Would you like to hear some of his songs about Zane, the faint-hearted Rani? She yells at us as soon as you get within shouting distance. Before we have time to answer, she starts singing a merry tune about the depravities of the Rani. Tell me more about the Rani. Rocks. Gotta be late a bit. Civil War's gonna be ongoing. We haven't had any luck with another road event, but oh dear. A major epidemic of measles. That'll be no good to nobody. There's going to be a widespread civil war, and it's going to be up to our best commanders and fighters to deal with this matter. You infirm. Guess I'll replace you with some good fighting men. Take the hit of prestige. want you to try again. Because I'm about to arrive at this here university. Here I am, finally at the gates of Srinagar, the renowned university seat. All knowledge is collected inside these halls, and scholars of repute from all over the world assemble these same hallways to preserve and increase the true wealth of wisdom, and I'll soon join them. Of course, major centers of culture are also active markets and offer all the distractions that a student could ever desire. Well, time to get started then. While meanwhile, this realm's about to go to hell, right now. It's not going to make much of a difference. And I'm not going to be there for that. They saw the opportunity and they're going to get rid of me. That's what's happening here. All they want to do is just lower the Crown Authority. Which, to be honest, I recall... No. Because if you lose Crown Authority, you would lose the capability of tributaries offering you, to pay tribute to you, and then that'll be it. You would lose that. It's independence you ought to worry about. But we could still, wage wars. Maybe perhaps just give it to the demands, and I'm sure it'll make me look weak in the long run, but... That's what you're bitter about? Revoked your court position? Well, drop dead anyway, won't you? Today, our teacher, Madame Biggins, we're going to examine the anatomy of a falcon. Examiner spreads out the lecture halls. We all appreciate the hooded bird standing proudly on the teacher's gloved arm. Much can be learned by studying the body of animals, as the teacher told us. Does anyone want to help me with the dissection demonstration? I volunteer to help. Much more successful. So, I think it would be best for you, just give it to the demands. Lower the Crown Authority. I think you were just being too jumpy. I can't sacrifice the Crown Authority thing. Only because I'm not there, and I would have crushed them all if I was there, but I'm not present at that moment. Madame, one of the most respected teachers at Srinagar, is clearly a foreigner. His accents and manners betray him as a Kashmirian. While not strictly for my studies, learning his mother tongue would foster a privileged relationship with him, which is bound to be a good investment in the future. It's bringing close to the Majesty. Learned his language. Learned the Kashmiri language. Here we go. It is time for you to recognize the ancient and inalienable rights of your vassals. Accept the demands of liberty faction or face their swords on the battlefield. What the hell? Exclamation successor. You're not an empire. Plus, I believe that's for administrative governments, which is not a thing. That's an interesting thought. You know what? I think I would be willing to say, you know what? Screw it. Just tell them to go away. Give them what they want. Although, I will lose the ability to have tributaries. So just disband. Fine. So I cannot put the Crown Authority back up until, well, when you get the prestige. So assume it's a couple of years' time. Just assume it. They did it because I wasn't there. If I was there, I would have fought for it. But It's independence you ought to worry about. Which, now it's more likely. These guys are present. Go after the ones with, that are swayable. For lack of a better term. Little by little. I could scarcely remember what my life was like before Atrak declared his victory. Those days seem so bleak, so dreary. With him by my side, everything and anything suddenly seems possible. Wish it could go on like this forever. But deep down, I know I must make my choice. Am I brave enough to give in to my feelings? Must shut my heart to him forever. One true love's kiss is all I can give. You will not be my soulmate. I'm out riding with my horse. Suddenly throws himself off the path. It falls unavoidable and knocks the air into my lungs. When I look up, I find myself face to face with the stag. Before I get a chance to scream, the beast collapses, narrow between its eyes. Sati, my petal, thought I lost you. I hear none other than Yabgo Atra. We share one kiss, sweet like honey. I touch its students, my teacher, Madan Shats. Maharaja de Raja, Samkar Vaman, Sakaravaman, in tow. The benefactor, Maharaja de Raja Samkaravaman, lend us a visit. He is the ruler of these lands, beyond your best behavior. Ah, you're debating about the recent reduction of gold minted in the realm? I'm quite fond of the subject myself. Hope your studies are going well. The Maharaja de Raja, says while cracking his knuckles. The Maharaja de Raja has the power to assign spiritual privileges to students such as myself. Let's take this opportunity to speak up. Please accept this humble gift. So again, you've lost the ability to accept anybody who wishes to be a suzerain to me. Students, we have a esteemed speaker join us today. Oh my, teacher excellence. Let us welcome Raj Purohit Pratapadya of the Rutpala Sambhajya, the utmost authority of Vaishnavite doctrine in Kashmir. Greetings, Pratapadya. Start solemnly while smile coldly. Today we'll be exploring the stars and planets and how it connects to the nature of Vishnu. The other students straighten their backs and procure their quills. This is going to take a while. Oh, he actually looks like that. I thought he's an albino, but no, he isn't. Just fiercely scribble notes. Gained a favor hook on me. Reformed religion over there in West Africa. My in-depth studies of the Manichean doctrine of Srinagara confronted me with so many new questions, none of all of which seem clear-cut answers. Some are contradictory explanations. Is faith supposed to be completed by reason or not? Does faith only deal with the unseen or not? Can we even know what is unseen or not? Yes or no? There must be a meaning in these contradictions, so there's 20% chance that my reflections are so lightning that they could help future scholars too. That my university visit become massively more successful. 43% chance I feel wiser, closer to truth, much more successful. 35% chance I'm just confused before, slightly more successful. Made some progress, so much more successful. Very well, it's going about the vicinity of my castle. The Debacle of the Ugala approached me and asked for a few minutes of my time. As I agreed, I recalled a debt towards him. I mean, he's the one that got the hook on me, so now he wants his gold. How much? God damn it! More Lord Blake John. Not sure where to date. I'll be further deep into debt now, thanks to you. And this will make people more likely to join the Independence faction against me. This has been such an amazing experience. When I left, I couldn't even imagine a number of wise men that studied against me. The depth of their thinking and the breadth of their research, just being part of the same environment made me a much better person. With my newly gained knowledge, I can make my way home very satisfied. On the other hand, my teachment has made such a great impression on me, and I'd like to spend more time together. You might be good for something for me, so I need you to teach me more. Now I'm an exalted warlord. So not only I have more martial lifestyle experience, I also have a bit of monthly stewardship lifestyle as well, which I'll go to stewardship one day. And it does increase my domain limit a bit, so we make a bit more money and get more levies and such for the most benefits. And faster army movement speed when I lead armies. And I have this court artifact, Idiqut Sati about warfare. An excellent manual containing training advice for dueling with every weapon known on the battlefield. Tournaments and jousting. The cover is letter displaying repeating images of zoomorphic motif, not stated by the placement of garnet inserts. Excellent. You travel with me. Now we have a household guard. And I would also like to have this. Reduce the cost of it. I'd like to have organized march. Knowing that combat in the Taberna Basin, based on past experience, is a long place to travel. One sec. Place this book here for more monthly martial lifestyle experience. The journey's been long and tiresome, and my feet ache so much that my ancestors must feel it. As I feel I'm about to collapse from exhaustion, something way heavy on my neck. Before long, I'm adored headed to in traditional Kashmir garbs. The streets are alive with jubilation. Every house beckons me to come inside and rest my weary laurels. It would only take a moment to regain my stamina, and I would be welcomed as a guest of honor. Kashmir hospitality is legendary. Can I really afford not to see it for myself? I must keep moving. I gotta go back home quickly as possible. With the present level of our treasury comes the lack of funds for the most basic services, my domain. It was with disgust that no surprise I learned there are not enough funds to keep militia patrols ensuring the safety of my friends. To add insult to injury, it is clear that my language Toxon is losing its form of development. Shit! Okay. Spend a prestige to influence the militia. You're gonna have to do this. Borrow gold. Whoa, wait a minute. I just remembered something else. That disease out there. Despite the fact it says it's a major outbreak there, but it hasn't gone anywhere. It's been stuck there for a year. So never mind. Keep on traveling then. Oh, thank you. I did ask to borrow more gold, but when an event pops up, I'll disregard it. Just say nope, thank you. Unless I already borrowed said gold. At the foot of the imposing hill fort in Padom, a group of children play at warriors, their laughter a counterpoint to the stone. One child, bold and bright-eyed, approaches with a wooden sword. Halt! No one may pass for a Shamak and a serene band. Child, wait, are you the Idiqutum? Cherish your games, child. We must leave. I ain't got time for that. But Well, tell us the quickest way to these mountains. Yes, travel hasten. Because I want to get home as quickly as possible. Disregard, disregard, I'm not interested. We can get out of debt pretty soon. Lackluster administration. Oh. We have a seneschal, right? So, get this back up quickly. And I want you to defeat the corruption over there in Beshbalik. While traversing the challenging path of Taxia, you laughter ahead. My fellow child Karachek and my personal physician are working together across the steep rocky torrent. Karachek, your idea to build a makeshift bridge was brilliant. You're quick to get with those ropes tied all together. This will hasten our journey indeed. Love that. You need trader. You're the best physician around. Nobody's like you. There. Get rid of that. In the corner of our cabin near Konak, shrieking uproar breaks the calm. My caravan master confronts my physician, holding a treasure chest. You thief! This is my mud! It's he exclaims, eyes blazing anger. Why, very nice. You lying knave, it always belongs to me. We don't really have time for this. Not our rivals. The siege camp dominates the outskirts of Konak, the cup oil. A little fracas between Kir, the Van Lade, and Kirzborn Lade. That's the same person. Is another inconvenience. Amidst the onagers, the distant soldiers warn themselves of paltry campfires. A group of sturdy, ragged soldiers coming up the track. They don't look like the brightest or fairest sort. Show of force will deter them. Left alone. We're completely out of candied figs, my caravan master stammers nervously. And veal cutlets, the fine cheeses, the bull's stew, and even parsnips. These scavenged souls made off of everything we had in the night. And we're not left a single crumb because we're gonna starve. But I'd be eating like a dormouse. How's this fair? Oh, 3 years. Wish we could eat those words. We become malnourished. It's a moderate health penalty. Bad, bad, bad. So, you want to start gaining weight now. Bring the butter. So I'm no longer malnourished. And finally, the old man finally croaked. This is to keep you in line, even though you're not good at your job. Tempest in the streets. Because I'm trying to came on 2 women arguing on the side of the road. One of them, a pretty young woman, appears to be being nearly dead by the second older woman. After stopping a moment, I listen. They quickly surmise that the older woman is accusing the younger maiden of having some level relations with her husband. The young maiden is immediately denying these claims. While I'm not immediately connected to this affair, the lady, it would be an easy thing to intervene in one way or the other. Turn the old hag back and have the young maiden tended to. Long after night is settled, I find myself laughing, telling stories drinking with Kadek, Ordinai, Kelsing. I didn't know he had it in him, but Kadek is telling a particular ribald story about the 4 peasants he'd seen in Qocho. I had to dry my eyes from the laughter and drink it a bit of clear. I thought I will. Well, tell a story of my own. To make amends, you two. Thank you. Stewardship experience as we pass through here. An important peasant leader mountain domain asked for an audience and we discuss aspects of everyday life that could improve the living conditions of my peasants. More so, he's involved my entire dynasty in this quest, and my actions will be interpreted under that light. While his first sports and management outlook and above average knowledge, I found a request suggests he makes a threat to my coffers, and in spite of the positive spin he uses, that could be construed from it all. After all, it's better to have a happy peasant than unhappy ones, and including his peasant has the backing of a large lot. I don't think it would be wise to try to engage a man in a stewardship contest. Because it might be a bigger penalty for this. Fine. I'll pay for it. We'll be going back down to Deb again. It's almost like this is for last resort. Keep that one in mind. So yeah, we'll borrow gold again. On our way through Laudamogam, we appear to have stumbled into a local food market. Everywhere peasants and nobles of every culture and tongue clamber around exotic food stalls. Here thick of fragrances I never had imagined. My nose was drawn to a lowly stall stacked with a dish I could only dream of. I pulled out my haze, the halting grass of Captain Comanche, of Agalok band of Jinsko Herculux. Don't wish to parlay on the slum, my lady. Some blisters of our peasants and with much fun of foods at home. Kill you, almost eat that garbage. One day we will conquer you. And Valna too. During our travels here, resting at a local tavern, we joined the local Valna fair and cheerful folk sung in the Eastern Iranian tongue. The merry atmosphere was interrupted by a tall, beefy, very intoxicated man with one of the smuggest smiles I'd ever seen. He made all sorts of ridiculous statements like all the enemies they'd killed or the women he slept with. After started harassing the other guests, the tavern staff kicked him out. He wasn't so strong after all. My entourage chuckled themselves, saying he was amusing to watch. Waters said the tavern should have kicked him out earlier. I enjoy laughing at idiots like that. Good. Stop gaining weight. It's gonna be 100 gold. Doesn't look good for me. Until we make more fortune to get us out of this. The disease is only localized to Compatibility. Just about to set out, it starts snowing. Can't help but curse my poor luck, but I hadn't seen clouds coming in for a while. Doesn't seem to let up anytime soon. If we want to make our journey on time, we have to set out. Right through the snowstorm is risky at best. Well, we could delay for 7 days. That'll get him out. I swear I've seen this place in my dream before, the captain exclaims. Looks so familiar. Yes, yes. In my dream, the geography and the landscape looked exactly like this. Been traveling in that near for a few hours today, and when Comanche got excited, all was son because of this. How wondrous he could just. Must have been a sign from Tengri. Well, let's hope for a good omen then. Murdered. In the dead of the night at our cabin, such I step a car. What was that sound? That's when I see it. My personal physician quietly approaches my acquaintance, kills things sleeping under her palm. Suddenly buries his hands in his sands, so suffocating him in silence. Our quick scans the unawareness and everything. My God. Guards! How dare you? You're the greatest physician of all, and now you're a murderer. You and I are gonna have a long talk once we get home. We need a new caravan master for this. But it'll be you, Don, since you know a lot of things. I was about to say, whatever happened to the, Oh, no wonder. The courtier who was... Oh, no, the Silk Road merchant's still here. It's just we haven't had any luck with those events. Keep those trade routes open. The inn we stayed at Judgin last night was a surprisingly wonderful place. I don't know what the inn staff did right, but something about the inn allowed most of us to sleep through the night so peacefully. This morning there are smiles on the faces of many montages as we prepare to leave. What a wonderful place this was. Here we go. There's some money. As soon as we reach Qocho, we'll end the episode. Devoted servant. And stay away from diseased territory, because measles has not been spread anywhere. Fortunately, I'm fluent in Antiquity. We'll get there faster. I think I know a cure. And did. Independence War. Sure, but don't expect me to come over there. So, we hope you people have enjoyed this rather stressful episode. We can hope things will turn around in the next episode. Otherwise, everything will be lost. And this series would be in vain. And now I'm a traveler. So, yeah. Let's hope things will get better in the next episode. But until then, so long for now.